Hello and welcome back, friends. Now we are going to be casting the Nexus Gaming series. Probably one of the final games of the season in Division C between HotS Tuah and Zul'jin Distillery. As you can see on your screen, HotS Tuah has banned Tomb of the Spider Queen and Brax's Holdout, two of the smaller maps in the menu, so they seem to like the larger, more macro maps. And Zul'jin Distillery has banned Volskaya Foundry and Sky Temples. They just don't like the word sky. That's what I'm getting from this. The first map we will play is Alterac Pass, and I know I'm in the minority when I say this is one of my favorite maps. There's only one camp for each team, which is a very quickly respawning Knoll camp, which is a siege camp in the middle. And there is a boss in the top and a boss in the bottom. The lanes are all fairly far apart, but there's not a lot of places to hide in your rotates. And so, again, this is another map where macro can be really strong. Globals can be really strong. And the objective, when you obtain it, gives you more power. You do more damage when you're in the circle of the cavalry, which makes it more fun for diving, makes it more fun for sieging. So I actually really enjoy this map. So I'm looking forward to what HotS Tuah and Zul'jin Distillery will bring to this series. Because this is a replay cast, we don't have a draft phase, so we will quickly go over the drafts when we pop in, and then we will see what there is to see in this matchup. Let's pop into game number 1 between HotS Tuah and Zul'jin Distillery. So we see here that HotS Tuah have drafted Leoric, Vala, Zarya, Murden, and Anduin, and they do seem to enjoy slightly unusual drafts. I think specifically Cyanide does enjoy the Zarya. Memmius is a very good Vala, and I know Code loves Murden, Vexa loves Anduin, so these are comfort picks for all these characters. But this is a decent map for a hyper carry. Leoric is a really underrated double soaker. Very good at this map, just kind of rotating between and clearing out waves. While your Zarya, Vala, Murden, Anduin 4-man. Zarya and Anduin keep Vala safe. She's allowed to be very, very aggressive and not have to worry so much about her low health pool. So auto Vala can be strong here. Q-build Vala can be really strong here. Especially if you want to race bosses in the mid and late game. So, all in all, a pretty solid composition. I wouldn't say it's super specific to this map, but all around, I think it really has the potential to win fights. On the red side, we do have Zul'jin Distillery, and they have gone hardcore into globals in one of the biggest maps in the pool, which I think could be incredibly valuable. They've chosen Anubarak, Chromie, Brightwing, Dahaka, and Falstad. Which, I mean, Brightwing, Dahaka, Falstad is going to give them a lot of power. Getting around the map, creating outnumbered situations, but also if a lane's pushing in, letting them get to a lane, clear it out, and try to keep wave priority always on their side. Now, when you have this many globals, you sacrifice a little bit of your team fight damage. So I suspect they may be going a little harder into macro and trying to find ways to gain advantages to force the enemy team to respond before they just go in whole hog on team fights. That's my take, but let's see what the team's take on it is. This is going to be game number 1 between HotS Tuah and Zul'jin Distillery. Let's get going. In the blue, working with the Alliance and Vandar Stormpike, we have HotS Tuah. Vextha plays Anduin. Code name 0 is on the Murden. We do have Memmius on the Vala. Chicken Meow plays Leoric. And Cyanide has brought Zarya riding the Moni. On the red side, representing the Horde and Drekthar, we do have Zul'jin Distillery. Ankle Shot is on the Chromie. D-Wit is on this Anubarak. We've got Nutcracker on the Dahaka. Be Fresh on the Falstad, and Lead is playing Brightwing. A little bit interesting that we do have the Zarya off on her own, not usually seen as a hero who's incredibly strong by herself. We do have the Consume Vitality, an interesting choice for the Leoric here, as opposed to the Ossian Renewal or his other level 1 option. We do have the Puncturing Arrows, so the Q-build Vala coming out. We have Feel the Heat, where Zarya's autos do more damage in auto attack range. or in melee range, which is strong against a Dahaka who wants to be in melee range to use his Dark Swarm. We have the third win from Murden and the Power Word Shield from Andy. Got Beetle build, Legion of Beetles from Anubrak. We've got, once again, the first time, so the Q build from the Krobi with those Sandblasts. Hyper Shift from Brightwing, which is pretty standard. Enhanced mobility, so Zoom Zoom Dahaka. And we've got Gathering Storm, so the Hammerang quest from Falstad, who's in the top, making Leoric's life very annoying. And trust me, I know that it is. I've played this matchup, and it sucks. So both teams have sent 2 members to take the camp, while the tanks sit in the middle and slurp up experience. Codename Zero can afford to take a lot of damage here. He's got third win, so in all of like 6 seconds, he'll be back at full health, although DeWitt is looking to pressure. Again, this first camp is actually fairly tough, and it can take a little while to clear, as you're seeing. Both teams kind of have a 1-1-1 with 2 people on camp at the moment. Nothing super exciting is happening. Zarya steps forward to actually grab some damage. We see the sprays come out here. Oh, Nutcracker! Nutcracker, you can do better than this! You can do better than this! I'm so disappointed in this Dahaka right now. Nutcracker, buddy. Why even play Heroes of the Storm if you're not going to get a good spray, my brother? Oh, heartbroken. I mean, we have to cheer against Zul'jin Distillery now. Memmius does get caught. There's no Zarya here, but a great pull from Vexla means that for now the Demon Hunter will survive. DeWitt is looking extremely dangerous on this Anubrak, and the members of HotS 2 are going to have to be careful that they don't bite off more than they can chew into this love bug. Oh, a good barrel roll there from B-Fresh means he does not take the drain home, and he can continue to harass Chicken Meow's Leoric. Leoric does not like playing into ranged auto attackers. They do make his life quite annoying. So again, neither of these teams is going hard into anything particular. We want 0 deaths at 3 minutes in, and both teams will be collecting 6 at the same time. Leoric is having to back here, having been very bullied by the Falstad. Codename Zero misses the Stormbolt, is unable at this point to harass that Dwarf on a Duck. Falstad looking to get very aggressive here with the Hungering Arrows. Now has to be careful that she doesn't take follow-up damage from Ankle Shot's Chromie, but is very low on mana, and we'll have to decide. Now, Cyanide is getting pushed back here by Nutcracker's Dahaka, and Zarya not often considered a particularly strong offlaner. Both teams will once again go for their camps, which respawn very, very quickly. As we see this Knoll camp going down here, and this Knoll camp going down here. The objective has spawned on the top half of the map. It can spawn on the top or on the bottom, but for now it is the top. So Knoll's captured there. Knoll's captured there. Memmius will back for more mana. While Ankle Shot is about half up there in the top. Ankle Shot will start putting traps around to make it a little easier for them to catch out people who go for this objective. In the top, once again, B-Fresh is bullying Chicken Meow and Leoric. Now, Cyanide has come top, but that does mean he's forfeiting minion waves in the bottom, as Nutcracker just crashes relentlessly into this bottom gate. There is a return here for the experience, but they've already lost 1 tower. Slowing Sands will come out for the Chromie here, making life even more difficult for Avala, who once again vaults in, looking to get as much damage on these Hungering Arrows as possible. Codename Zero takes a good chunk of damage, and there are about 1,000 beetles chasing him down here, as neither team is prioritizing. Oh, Chicken Meow does get killed. Neither team is prioritizing the camps here. They're looking to do a gank on this Falstad. A miss on the Hungering Arrow. The second one does hit. But B-Fresh will be able to fly to the north and around, keeping himself safe. While Cyanide and Nutcracker, once again, the sprays come out. Dahaka with his head on the sand. I could be wrong, and other offlaners feel free to correct me, but I do feel like it's a little less BM for offlaners to kind of spray each other. It's more of just like, hey, how's it going, than a haha, I'm better than you, but that's just my opinion. In the top, they're looking to actually return. Oh, there's a ton of damage. A great Censure, and they will kill Falstad. So there is the return kill, the revenge kill for all the damage that was put onto the Leoric. But they're catching out. Oh, Codename Zero hardly saved by Vexta there, as the Slowing Sands almost led the Dwarf leader to his doom. Tens will come in just barely first for the members of HotS Tuah as they go with Entomb for Leoric, Rain of Vengeance for the Vala. We've got Expulsion Zone on the Zarya Avatar for our friend Muradin, and the Light Bomb for the Dwarf Toss Light Bomb combo. On the far side, we see Cocoon Slowing Sands. Cocoon does go out on a Memmius. There is the Burrow. Here comes the Light Bomb. It will only catch one, but Memmius gets caught and murdered by Befresh here. The Expulsion Zone will come out, as does the Entomb, which keeps Brightwing from being able to heal her team here. And there goes, it's a 2-for-1 as Falstad and Anub'arak go down and answer for the kill. There is the dig up here from Nutcracker on the Dahaka, forced to pop his trait. Chicken Meow needs to be careful here. A tongue could come out and put him in a difficult position. Codename Zero was looking for a flank, didn't find anything he wanted. There's the phase shift. Nutcracker will grab Chicken Meow here, and the Slowing Sands come out, but the Wraithwalk will keep him safe. Falstad able to fly in, meaning he's back well before the Vala can get here. But they're defending this camp, and the first objective will go over to HotS Tuah. So as we were saying, the 10s for the Zul'jin Distillery are Cocoon for Anub'arak. We already knew Slowing Sands for Chromie. Blink Heal on this Brightwing, Isolation for the Dahaka, and the Mighty Gust for Falstad. As Vandar Stormpike is going to send out his raiders. They're riding in on the Rams. And Dahaka versus Leoric is a much happier matchup for Leo than the Falstad was. As you can tell, he's just pressuring the daylights out of this poor Zerg puppy. They're mounting. Again, the teams have gone 1-3-1. It is now Cyanide against the Falstad, getting lots of damage onto this Dwarf and his Duck. But going down quickly is this Raider. In the mid lane, it's going down nearly as quickly as it managed to get a chunk of the gate. Well, the gate goes down, but the turrets are still fine. And in the top, Nutcracker is starting to clear this out as well, as Chicken Meow has to take turret aggro if he wants to pressure Nutcracker away. And the sprays continue. Codename looking very aggressive with the speed bubble from the Zarya here. Yeah, it took up 5 horde on their bloody turrets to take down your cavalry, Vandar. Try not to be so cookie next time. So, with their cavalry down, HotS Tuah is going to back off to take their camp, as Leo is working on double soaking, as is, and it just seems like wherever Codename goes on this Dwarf, because he's on Vandar's side, he feels invincible. He, you know, he's the king of the dwarfs. He's here to help his general dwarf. He's in his element, so he will leap into anybody. We're gonna see the ominous. We're gonna see the Wraithwalk build coming out of Chicken Meow here, as well as Gloom on Vala. Pain is temporary. I can't say I often see this on Zarya, but Cyanide is a better Vala than me. Or, sorry, Zarya than me. Bronzebeard Rage. We do have the Primal Swarm, so the armor stripping for Dahaka. Oh, the miss on the Hungering Arrow. Cyanide willing to take the pressure here. Now, they need to be careful. They don't... Oh, they just saw the trap now. And that is the end of it. And there is the Burrow Charge and the Impale. Hey, Guccifer. Hey, man, we're going to try and get every single match that is in the replay logs. Or the... Yeah, like in the replays. We're going to try and get everything, man. So, I think for the next one, I will turn off the delay, because doing it on replay cast is not helpful to interaction. But anyway, Nutcracker and Chicken Meow continue to duel. We do have Code once again just jumping into a 2v1. He loves aggro. DeWitt looking to use some beetles here possibly to get some siege going as he clears this out. The team is rotating to him. In the top, a lot of damage is on to this fort. Chicken Meow and Nutcracker looking for the final hits. There is! Oh, he gets out the isolation, but doesn't matter. It doesn't. Isolation doesn't stop auto attacks. And that Dahaka got thonked. Oh, Code is in the middle, getting rotated towards by his opponents. Falstad will fly top to try and protect this fort, and it looks like he will be just able to, but it's only got 500 health left. Code will get got here, does get the bubble, the bubble from Zarya, and the Avatar comes out as well. He's still incredibly low. The slowing sands is here. The expulsion zone looks to split the team apart, but they still have an alley through which to walk. There come the double hungering arrows out from Memmius, up to 23 stacks now. A great time trap keeps Murdering from going in any further, although the burrow charge just misses. Wave is pushed up here. It's all 5 in the center. A big mighty gust and the cocoon come out. Cyanide is caught under tower. Forced to use pain is temporary, but that's all his energy gone. Memmius gets incredibly low, and they understand who they need to target to stop this ultra carry come. Here comes a light bomb into the entomb. And it's just a mess of health bars. LED almost dies, but he barely gets out. DeWitt is also low. Codename Zero is barely surviving. There comes the Hammerang from Falstack. Gets Cyanide and Codename low. Chicken Meow forced to Wraith walk out, takes so much damage. And the health bars are now strongly favoring our red team, as they will use the beetles. Codename Zero has managed to heal up quickly. Here comes the bubble from the Zarya. Cyanide getting a lot of energy here, looking to burn away. Expulsion Zone is back to available. It is a very short cooldown ultimate, but Tahaka pushing out the top. Lead and Ankle Shot pushing out the mid. They're trying to get wave priority in every lane as Codename Zero goes for the leap, but the slowing sands once again means he's going to take a ton of damage. And again, this gate is starting to take some pretty serious damage in the waves that Dahaka is able to push in because of his global ability. In the bottom, we do have a 3v2. Cyanide and Memmius looking for opportunities to do some damage here. Codename Zero thinking about jumping in, but decides to back off. Both teams are now positioning to try and get the objective. Out comes a Stormbolt. It does hit. Be fresh. He gets caught again. The Entomb will come out, catches no one, and the Mighty Gust will also force the disengage. The drag will come out. Chicken Meow's incredibly low, but here comes the light bomb. It's just enough as a big shield comes out as well. And another huge Stormbolt means Refresh and Ankle Shot get caught. Chicken Meow's very low. Needs to be careful as the Hawk in the top. Cocoon goes out. Memmius is almost immediately saved by the Zarya here. And once again, we will go back to protecting lanes. Excuse me. It looks like they want to take their camp. And in fact, both teams will ping toward their camps, looking to create some sort of map advantage, which will allow them to win a fight or take this objective. Neither team is thinking about bosses quite yet in this game, but they will soon become relevant, especially as Vala gets more stacks. Cyanide trying to pressure the Brightwing here, and quite capable of doing so. Memmius is looking to come in as well. Fires the Hungering Arrow, fires the second Hungering Arrow. There comes a multi-shot, out comes the autos, and they kill the Brightwing. No healer means this is about to get very unpalatable. And out comes a fantastic Entomb. The barrel cannot get him out. The Light Bomb will come out as well, and Be Fresh is blown away. A 2-for-0 for HotS Tuah as they look to take this. The Impale will come out and delay them for now. Ankle Shot also a fantastic choice at delaying as Chicken Meow looks to chase down the diminutive dragon gnome. Vexa is capturing, but Tahaka will use this time to push a wave into the top fort. And while his siege damage isn't huge, minions are no slouches at taking it down while this camp is being captured. And this is the weakness of HotS Tuah comp. They have no answers for the global, so they will go bottom. Cyanide and Vexa have started to attack this bottom boss, and at the moment there is no way to respond. Vexa does get caught by the boss there and is forced to use the desperate plea on himself. Manticore has come out for Vala, which makes her a lot more dangerous. And they capture this boss, but Dahaka will get the top fort, and Chicken Meow is going to have to be careful he does not get killed as he tries to defend this. It is stopped. They jump onto Chicken Meow, the Polymorph comes out, and the Cocoon goes out as well. Here's the slowing sands. Be Fresh is here. They catch and kill Codename Zero. The expulsion zone is here. Dahaka being disruptive in the back. Memmius throws down the Rain of Vengeance, but there is this time out for an Ankle Shot. Blown into the team is the unstoppable Wraith Walk of Chicken Meow. Memmius is in the back. They catch a kill in Nubrak. Now it's Nutcracker. He tries to drag, but he misses. Chicken Meow goes down in the back, but Dahaka will go down on the left. And it is a 2-for-2. And Cyanide is feeling ready to murder Rise. Cyanide looking to capture. Ankle Shot taking a ton of damage from this aggressive Memmius. He's putting out arrow after arrow after arrow, but the Polymorph will mean for now the Brightwing and the Chromie live. Both top forts are at next to nothing. They're both on fire. And after doing a bunch of casts today, so will my voice. Bottom fort went down to the boss, as the boss is cleared before this cavalry comes out, and that at least is a bit of a breath of relief for the members of Zul'jin Distillery. Memmius is tanking the fort. This is not what you want. Has to back out. They're trying to get as early of damage as they can. Here comes the Dragon's Breath from Chromie, who is finished the Sandblast stacking, and it's 110 stacks for the Gathering Storm. Now the Entomb is going to come out onto Be Fresh, does manage to barrel roll out. DeWitt gets slowed from Chicken Meow's skeletal swing. In the top, the uncontested camp took the top fort, which is next to no health, and so now we're looking at gate walls. The bottom cavalry is at full health, and the gate's already down. He's jumping right onto the keep, and no one is stopping it. Dahaka's in the top, but he's also ignoring. He was just pushing back minions. This guy's just punching a keep and no one's stopping him. But Fresh does gust the entire team in. The Cocoon goes down onto Vex. The Cyanide's incredibly low. Does get killed by the Chromie there. Codename Zero is silenced by the isolation. Does probably after. Out comes the Light Bomb. It does catch one, but Memmius will go down as well. Codename Zero forces the Dwarf Toss out, as in the back, Chicken Meow is just trying to cause some disruption, but it's not going to be enough. But in the meantime, a keep has gone down to this. Vexa is getting caught. There's the Impale. There's the Hammerang. There's a dead Anduin. But he gave his life for the Alliance, as the Alliance took down a keep. Now, Fallside Wolffly's top is looking to use the Lightning Rod and the Hammerang to finish off this fort. And there it goes. So the first building finally goes down against the side of HotS Tuah, but they got a lot of value here, as there is no longer a gate in the mid, and there is only half a gate in the top. I don't know what the dogs are howling about in the other room, so I hope you can't hear it. In the top, it looks like Zul'jin Distillery wants to grab... So, sorry. I had to tell the dogs to knock it off, because they were going full-time crazy pants. I don't know what that was about. They are going to take this boss, and there is no attempt to defend it from the members of HotS Tuah, and they already lost this top fort, so they're going to have to be serious, because a boss at 18 minutes into the game will straight up slap your keep into next week. Now, they do have their Null Camp pushing mid, as Dahaka looks to finish off their own Null Camp to give equal pressure. Now, we do have 41 stacks of the Hungering Arrow. Chicken Meow looking to jump in onto DeWitt. Again, we have the Wraith Walk Builder, so we can decrease their damage when he passes through them. Cyanide Memmius is just clearing away this boss, and it will go down fairly quickly. Dahaka is the boss, so this would be a 5v4, and so it does look like Zul'jin Distillery will back away for now. Both teams have shown they can handle a team fight, and a lot of the tools that we're seeing, the Slowing Sands, Isolation, Gust, and Cocoon, all designed to let them pick who they want to fight in the team fight and then fight it on their terms. And so it's going to be pretty important at this point that the members of HotS Tuah come together and really focus on keeping the Vala alive. It has to be a concerted effort to let the Hyper Carry. There is the jump on the side, but the Silence Tomb will hit two. Out comes the Light Bomb on the side, and it will catch two there. Chicken Meow does back up. Vexa's in the back. The Nutcrackers, a Codename Zero, was sent to Cancun for some reason. It will be the end of Chicken Meow, but he can't come back the most quickly. His trait is helping Vexa manage to sign out, but he has to give up all his energy to use the Pain is Temporary ability. Memmius takes a good chunk of damage there from the Sandblast, and that's a 1-0 for the side of Zul'jin Distillery. The remaining members of HotS Tuah will fall back to their Null Camp and look to destroy these dirty hyena monkeys. I don't know if they're monkeys. Codename Zero using his Bronzebeard Rage to help burn away this huge wave forming in the top lane. Chicken Meow is not quite back to life yet. They are going to jump onto Memmius here. The Expulsion Zone does mean that Brightwing and the Nubrak are all alone. Nubrak is going to go down. A huge amount of damage from that Vala. Blows DeWitt away. The Silencer Tomb is going to come out onto 2. B-Fresh can't get out. Out comes a Light Bomb. Oh, a fantastic barrel means he stays alive, but Nutcracker's in a terrible spot right now. The Isolation comes out. It'll hit nobody as Codename Zero jumps onto the backline, but the stasis for Chromie just puts her in a rough position. Memmius is chasing down this Brightwing as hard as possible, but will be able to get away by blinking to the Brightwing, but in the top, Chromie has no such luck and is murderized by Anduin. So they recapture their camp with only 6.8 seconds left and are starting their own seconds, but they will need to make sure their opponents don't get their camp because they only need 7 seconds worth. As Chicken Meow is left to fight these, he's getting very low. Falstad in the bottom has to clear these Reaver minions out. As pressure goes onto the mid fort with this null camp from Memmius and Cyanide. Now Cracker looking to use that Lurker Strain. No, he doesn't have Lurker Strain at 4 actually. Oh yeah, he does. Why was he not in stealth when he unburrowed? That was weird. I might not just be very bright, but anyway, it does look like the camp will go over to the member of HotS Tuah as Chromie is gone for 10 more seconds. And it is, I think it's very likely, especially with the huge wave forming in the top, that at least one more keep will go down here, and if they can create the kills they want to, HotS Tuah could end this game right now. It is 21.5 minutes in. Codename Zero gets the speed bubble. There is the catch onto, and here comes the Wraith Walk to end. A big wind tunnel comes in to force the numbers back. Codename is still alive, but Memmius in the background kills the Falstad for the Gust. The Silence Team comes out, hits 2. Here comes a Light Bomb as well. They're locking them down. DeWitt is murderized as Memmius is carrying like the hyper carry needs to. The Polymorph onto Codename Zero. He has the Avatar, but he's getting incredibly low as the mid keep will go down, and they're going to focus straight onto the core. Drekthar spinning for his life, trying to kill the horrible, horrible Alliance members looking to end him, but it looks like in game number 1, the victors are going to be HotS Tuah. An exciting, exciting match in terms of fights, but when we look at the map, it was definitely big time in favor of HotS Tuah. Even in moments where they lost fights or lost momentum, they managed to keep the map in their favor. And against a basically full global team, really, really impressively done by HotS Tuah. We do have the Wraith Walk here for Leoric, which really helped cut down on the Chromie Falstad damage. Manticore made Vala much more dangerous post-16, and we saw Memmius really get into carry mode in those last 2 fights. Bit of an unusual, more of a kind of like a duelist support build from Zarya here. Very odd. I don't think I've really ever seen anyone build like this, but maybe I'm wrong. Cyanide can feel free to correct me. Pretty ordinary kind of brawler Muradin build here, and this is basically exactly my build on Anduin, so I think it's great. I think it's great. We've got a bit of a Beatles build here, a decent Beetle build with the Underking and Epic Enter. We got the Q build from Chromie. The Critterize as opposed to Phase Out. I know people who really think this is a trap talent. But if Led likes it, I mean all the power to him. Pretty strong, pretty ordinary. The Hawk build here, although the Paralyzing Enzymes as opposed to Feeding Frenzy is a bit different. And yeah, we have the Hammering kind of mage build here from Falstad. Other than that, here are our statistics. Loss of damage onto Chromie, but again, Memmius got caught a couple times early. He plays a very aggressive style of Vala, but in the late game with, I'm guessing, Fireflight Quiver? No, he went Acrobat. It was very, very easy for him to get kill after kill. His team supported him very well in the last 2 fights. So that's game number 1. It will go over to HotS Tuah. And we'll see where these teams take us for game number 2. And I honestly don't know because I don't pay attention to that. Oh, game number 2 is going to be on possibly the most macro of all maps, Towers of Doom. One of the most fun maps in the sense that it ain't over till it's over. It is not over until somebody wins. Because I've seen teams have all of 1 or 2 shots left on their core to like 30, turn around and win. So feel the heat for the damage online. Cocoon and Siege. Critterize better and coordinated, usually trying to burst on the same target. I think that definitely has value, Led. I think for outplay potential, phase out is great, but I do think Critterize, if you're target picking, is pretty darn strong. So I'm not going to disagree with you. I've heard people who don't like it, but at the same point, I think what you're saying definitely has value. But anyway, we're going to hop into Towers of Doom. We're going to see what these teams have to give us. So let's pop into the game, take a quick look at their drafts, and then see if we can see Zul'jin Distillery pull this back to even, or if it's going to be a domination for HotS Tuah. So we, on the blue team, which will be HotS Tuah, we have Hogger, Uther, Ariel, Gul'dan, Johanna. So we have the double healer combination, and I really do like Uther, Ariel together. Ariel has lots of sustained heal, which Uther can kind of get taxed on his mana if he has to do a lot of sustained heal. But he does have the cleanse that Ariel lacks, which can let Gul'dan be a true hyper carry in these fights. And Hogger brings plenty of damage as well. Johanna is just a really safe tank to play and can be a bit of a pain in Stitches' butt with good positioning and the Iron Skin. And while I wouldn't say they have a ton of delays, the corruption from Gul'dan and the flashlight from Johanna give you some ability to delay, which is, I think, again, it does look like a HotS Tuah is pretty good at making all-around solid drafts, so I like what this looks like. I also know Memmius' Ariel can lead teams in damage because he's so aggressive as a player, so keep an eye out for that. On the far side, we have Vala, Stitches, Dahaka, Stukov, Tassadar. Dahaka's very, very strong on this map because the double bush here means he can come down, bush, speed up, get to... So he's actually a very good double soaker, even without mounting on this map, and even without using his dig. Stitches can delay anything, and hooks on a fair number of these members would be detrimental. Not a lot of the people here have their own escape mechanisms. Tassadar gives you good wave clear, Vala gives you good hero kill, and Stukov is the most annoying support in the game. So another really well-rounded composition with global pressure. So curious to see what these teams bring, but let's get into game number 2. For HotS Tuah, we've got Memmius playing the Angel Ariel. We've got the Uther played by Vextha, Chicken Meow is on Hogger, Codename Zero's on Johanna, and on the Gul'dan, we have Cyanide. And in the red, we have Zul'jin Distillery. Be Fresh is playing Vala. Nutcracker is on Dahaka. Lead is Octopus Stukov. We've got Mecha Tassadar, Ankle Shot, and let's see. This is Roadhog Stitches played by DeWitt. So we have on the Prowl, the trait build or the rage build for Hogger, pretty standard. We've got the auto attack build, Hammer of the Lightbringer for Vextha's Uther. Increasing Clarity, so the damage build is for Ariel. Echoed Corruption for Gul'dan, which does allow him to carry very well. And the Zealous Glare Flashlight build from Joe. And if there's one thing that can really annoy a double healer, well, there's two things. Ana can really annoy, but that silence is so frustrating. The hook just misses 2 people there from DeWitt. We have multi-shot build, Fire and Will for the Vala. Not commonly seen, but not bad if you're going to be doing a consistent 4v4 in the bot lane. We've got the Patchwork Creation for the Stitches, increasing his the healing that he gets. Race Car, Enhanced Agility Dahaka. We've got Lolo, Stukov, and a Psy Infusion W build, Tassadar. So it looks like Vala is actually pushing out mid at the moment and pressuring Chicken Meow while Dahaka pushes out the top. In the bottom, it is a 4v3 as the hook just misses again. And DeWitt is just he's just sighting in, you know. He's getting his sights straight. He's calibrating, if you will. Both teams going immediately for their pumpkin camps. Vala has joined the 4-man in the bottom, and it looks like Dahaka and Hogger are looking to kind of desync and not see a whole lot of each other as they clear waves. Memmius goes for the hopeful whip, but without vision, unable to hit. There's the stun from Vextha. They're looking to put some damage on DeWitt, but the silence means Vextha takes a lot of damage when Ankle Shots Tassadar. Memmius gaining a lot of energy here from silence. Damage, big heal there. Codename Zero steps onto the back line. A big whip goes onto DeWitt. Codename Zero is taking a good chunk here, but Cyanide is able to clear these fairly easily, and once again, Memnus is getting big heals out on that Ariel. Codename Zero pulls the wave together, makes it easy for Gul'dan to clear it. The silence does come out. This could make life a bit difficult for Codename Zero, who's forced to take the long way around. Great whip there by Memnus means a stun, and the first of the stacks of Detainment Strike. Now, both Dahaka and Hog are pushed away fully into the gate here, so now they're both going to have to respond to this. I would say they have fairly equivalent speed of wave clear. Hogger isn't the fastest. His teamfight damage is better. Of course, his global presence is weaker. So this is a pretty even matchup in terms of just straight up double soaking. 3 altars are coming up in 25 seconds. And after this setup, one team will be 4 shots behind, one team will be 4 shots ahead. But it rarely matters who falls behind early. It's all about the pressure you can get later in the game, especially with these bottom forts. Now, they will get the hook out of Memmius, and a great wall comes out. Good healing there from Vex that will keep the Ariel alive for now. The silence comes out. Memmius almost killed by walking into the hentai puddle. We do see Codename pull the members together here. Codename Zero is going to get incredibly low. There's not enough heals. Be fresh. Oh, the auto attacks followed by the hook kill. And so, it's going to be 1 on each side in the top, but with the Haka able to dig down, they win the fight on the bottom, and so the extra 4 shots will be in favor of Zul'jin Distillery for now. Codename Zero playing a little aggressively on that Johanna meant that he took more damage than he was looking to, and as he looked to escape, that hook spelt his doom. A great wall there means Cyanide and Ariel are caught in a really rough position here. Memmius, looking to get the heals out, does manage to keep the Gul'dan alive for now. The hook wall combo has been very well coordinated by Ankle Shot and DeWitt. And that's something that the members of HotS 2 are going to have to be careful of. Now it is Hogger against Dahaka in the top again as Vala looks to clear out the mid. Vala 1 stack away from finishing fire at will. There's a slight level advantage for the members of Zul'jin Discovery, as once again the hook comes within a hair's breadth of catching a member of HotS 2. Joe will go mid to help Hogger push out these waves. No, it's just going to soak experience and not, in fact, absorb or kill enemies there. Now, Hogger is really punishing Nutcracker here. He goes into the wall. He's incredibly low. Chicken Meow wants to get the kill, but the drag does come out, and he has no way of killing Nutcracker at this moment. In the bottom, Codename Zero is getting low again, as is Vexta. There's the pull in. Codename Zero, does he have the Iron Skin, or is he going to die? The hook goes out onto Memmius. The Silence Puddle comes out. 7 hit points for Code, but Vexa looks like he will go down. He's going to die for his tank's sins. And with the altars coming up right now, that is going to mean the pressure is entirely against HotS 2. Will Vala attempt to interrupt Chicken Meow from taking the altar on their side? Chicken Meow will not even attempt. He's simply going to look to try and prevent his opponents. But Nutcracker will walk up. Chicken Meow being very careful here. Does have the Dynamite as his W. Some good damage onto Befresh from the Echo Corruption. Only 1 stack away there. And each side will get 1 shot, which will continue to keep the red team ahead by 4 points. Now, neither team has really had opportunity to take the other's bottom fort. They've been even on the pumpkins. The fights have been fairly even. It is a 2-0 kill lead, and 10s are going to come out first for Zul'jin Distillery, and here they are. We're going to see Gorge from the Stitches, Black Hole from Tassadar, Rain of Vengeance from Vala, Massive Shove from the Stukov. Oh, and the Iron Skin makes sure that hook does not connect. And I'm suspecting we'll see Isolation from Nahaka, and we do. 10 should be here in just another wave or so for the members of HotS 2. Let's guess what they take. I think Hortipult is better, but I think we'll see Shockwave, Divine Shield, Crystal Aegis, Horrify, yep, Shockwave, and Blessed Shield. No, we see Resurrect, Blessed Shield, and Divine Shield. I was 4 for 5, guys. Then I'll take it. 30 stacks of the fire at will for Vala, and 19 stacks of the increased clarity. Only 38 stacks right now on Vexta's Uther. He would like to finish that up because the cooldown of Hammer of Justice is nice, especially with Benediction later on at 16. Codename Zero just looking to be a bit of a pain in the butt. Looking to get those creepy little sporting. The Gorge, the melee Gorge will come out onto the Fear, but it's too late. Codename Zero is stuck here, and unless they break down a wall, they're going to lose their Johanna, and she is dead. The hook is on the Vexta. He has to pop the Divine Shield to keep himself alive. But they're fighting a fleeing battle. There's the silence. There's the black hole. It will slurp up both of the healers. Memmius desperately trying to stay alive. There's the heals, but he dies. Now, both the healers have kind of an after-death ability. Looks like Uther is going to go down here. Or no, he is gone, and he can be resurrected. Oriel not wanting to use her resurrect here, because she would just be turned on and killed. And this is one of the downsides to resurrect. Anchorshot takes a lot of damage from both the fort and from the Gul'dan, but they are going to get this bottom fort, and which is going to give them a big lead in terms of momentum in this game. It will go down. Ankle Shot takes a lot on that Tassadar, but the hook into wall has given them a big lead in this game. It's now 5 kills to 0. They've got a level and a half lead, and the 13 talent tier is on their side. As another set of shots go over, and they're now 8 shots ahead of HotS Tuah. The Blessed Shield will come out, but now, very, very soon, there is the Gorge on a Gul'dan, and this tower is about to go over. Now, a lot of damage going to Codename Zero. He's going to go down again. Killed on the Johanna. Vexta and Memmius not able to keep both the tank and the Gul'dan alive. Vexta taking a Hungering Arrow after a Hungering Arrow. Memmius keeping him alive for now, but they are forced to back away. Now, we do see the increased clarity. We see the big damage from Ariel so far. Not really been able to, as all the damage is right now on the Gul'dan. As in the top, Chicken Meow continues to do battle with Nutcracker, does get hit by the drag, but is not punished by getting pulled under the towers. The pumpkins will be stolen from HotS Tuah by the Zul'jin Distillery, and they will march in. If they hit this line, they will leap onto the core, doing core damage. This is a desperate bit of defense for the members of HotS Tuah who do not want to start giving up free pumpkin shots. There is a big condemn, though. It hits 3. DeWitt is walking in, looking to get a Gorge in about 3 seconds here. There's the hook. It hits Codename Zero, and the Horrify goes down. Out goes the Divine Shield. They catch Be Fresh here. She gets stunned, and she will go down. They're looking to see if they can push more people back, but Codename Zero is still quite low, even with double healer. Memmius gonna took the massive hook into massive shove. Cyanide, there's your clip, buddy. Clip that sucker, because I have never seen that interaction before. A hook into massive shove. Gul'dan does get Gorge here, and the black hole will come out. Does a lot of damage to Memmius, down to 300 hit points. As Cyanide is also very low, is killed. The hook catches them, and that is another death. A 3-for-1. And this is going very, very poorly for HotS Tuah, as they're full 2 levels down now. They are 12 shots behind, and the kills are 9-1. So, the next step for HotS Tuah is going to be they need to get this bottom altar back. The pressure that just 2 or 3 heroes can do here is just too much. As for our red team, for Zul'jin Distillery, they want to keep this. They do not want to let this fall, or if it does, they want to recapture it immediately. This is the pressure point of the map right now. So, as Gul'dan returns, Hogger is going to rotate down as well. They're going to look to take a 5v4 with a Shockwave flanker. The hook comes out onto Vexta. Gorge is up, but it was not used there. Now, the silence and the wall comes out. Again, the stacking of crowd control from the members of Zul'jin Distillery has been excellent this game. The hook comes out and catches Memmius. He's going to go down. He is killed in that fight. And even with the attempt at a 5v4, they do manage to kill the pumpkins. The massive shove is going to send... the Hungering Arrow follows Codename, so he can't even remount. Now that's just rude. 16s are here, 17 is here. A full 2.25 levels now, as it just gets worse and worse for HotS Tuah. Fantastic play. Such beautiful coordination from the members of Zul'jin Distillery here. And this is starting to look like we're gonna have a game 3, and this caster is not complaining. Looking to get aggressive here are the members of HotS Tuah. Now Vala is in the bottom, capturing this point. But the defense is coming up as well. They do grab D-Wit. He's taking a ton of damage, and the wall is actually going against him as Nutcracker is capturing here. Vala has captured the bottom. Oh no, the black hole catches and kills Uther while the boss is procced. Codename Zero taking a ton of damage. And the silence is out, 170 hit points. Uther is getting resurrected here by the Ariel, but she gets gorged as Codename Zero cannot return to the fight at the moment. There is the Divine Shield onto Ariel. The Detainment Strike is finished. And Vexla now taking a ton of damage here to the north as Chicken Meow looks to come back after regaining some health. Only 300 health on Cyanide's Gul'dan here, but this is a desperate. Vexla comes in and taking a ton of damage here. Ankles out, looking to finish up, but Gul'dan is killed by the puddle. Chicken Meow and Codename Zero are trying to push these people back, but it's just too much as B-Fresh manages to capture the point. A hook goes on to Chicken Meow. He's desperately attempting to survive, but that is the end of this game. GG, 29-0, as after getting defeated in game 1, Zul'jin Distillery comes out with a vengeance to win game number 2. Oh, not a lot to say here. 13-1 are the kills, and that was after a tremendous Horrify from Cyanide's Gul'dan. And Vala stepped up just one step too far. Really hard to say much about the talents. This is kind of a damage Oriole build, which makes sense when you have a double healer. I think the Gul'dan Johanna combination didn't work great for the double healers they had. If they were healing Gul'dan, they couldn't help Johanna and vice versa. But really, the pressure put on and the hooks forcing them to be places they didn't want to be, and the puddle and the wall forcing them to be where they didn't want to be. The amount of, yeah, that's not where you want to be from the members of Zul'jin Discovery and this draft, Zul'jin Distillery, sorry, was absolutely top notch. So they win game number 2, and we're going to be headed to game number 3. So let us see where game number 3 is going to be. As we see, now both teams have everything to play for, and it's going to be on another very fun map. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be traveling to the Infernal Shrines. Another large map, lots of opportunities for macro, lots of ways to try and get a win here, to push down your opponent, to gain control, to gain pressure, and this should be an absolute blast. I'm not even going to spend a ton of time just blabbering about it. Let's get in here, let's check out these drafts, and let's see who brings home game number 3 and this series in Div C between HotS Tuah and Zul'jin Distillery. HotS Tuah has drafted Thrall, Rhaegar, Vala, Zagara, and Murden. So again, always throwing a bit of a curveball in their draft. Zagara can have very good ability to clear safely. Vala has good clear, and Rhaegar and Thrall also add a lot. They can race minions down on the shrine very, very quickly. One of the concerns I have is they don't have the most amount of hard CC, which could make dealing with some of their opponents pretty difficult. You've got Muraku, you'll have Maw at 10 and Reign of Vengeance at 10, but Rhaegar brings 0 hard CC, and Thrall has to hit a skill shot for his crowd control. Lots of damage here. Not always going to be the easiest to chase down Leoric, chase down Mephisto, and even Tychus can really put some damage on you before you get a hold of him. I've liked their draft so far. I think this one could be a little bit lacking from HotS Tuah. Not that it's a bad draft. I think it might have trouble dealing with what they see on the other side. For Zul'jin Distillery, we see Johanna, Tychus, Leoric, Mephisto, Alexstrasza. The only thing that really concerns me here is the Alexstrasza. Mephisto does great damage, Tychus does great damage. Johanna can deal with most of what we see here, as can Leoric with the Wraithwalk. Alexstrasza puts a please attack here button on the ground, and after 10, that's a prime spot for a Maw. It's a prime spot for the Reign of Vengeance. Don't get me wrong, I love Alexstrasza. I think she was one of the most fun healers in the game when she came out, and for a good while after. I thought her kit was really fun and really cool. But her main heal paints a target on the team's floor. Come here and group up to heal, and that can be punished. Sundering or Earthquake can really make it difficult for that heal, and it has a moderate cooldown. So while I think overall this draft has a stronger group presence on the point, I think Alexstrasza is the linchpin. If Led plays this Alexstrasza really well, and his team provides enough pressure that the heal points don't get caught out, then this is going to look amazing, and they're going to look like geniuses. On the other hand, if the team struggles to create the sort of space and pressure that the healing zones need, they could be pushed out of the shrine fights before they ever happen. But it's none of my dang business, because all matchups are a skill matchup, so let's see how these teams brought the skill matchup. Let's do this. Game number 3 between HotS Tuah and Zul'jin Distillery. And again, for more interaction, I promise after game 2, when we shut down the stream so we can post it to YouTube, we will take off delay and I can interact with you guys on like a 3-second delay instead of like a 43-second delay. In blue, we have the members of HotS Tuah: Vextha on Rhaegar, Memmius on Vala, Chicken Meow on Thrall, Codename Zero on the Dwarf King Muradin, and Cyanide plays Zagara. In the red, we have Zul'jin Distillery. Be Fresh is on Tychus, Lead is on Alexstrasza, Ankle Shot is on Mephisto, Nutcracker is on Leoric, and DeWitt has brought Johanna. We see the Rolling Thunder from the Thrall, who looks like 4-man Thrall. Cyanide will actually be the offlane on Zagara at this moment. Colossal Totem, Puncturing Arrow. So once again, the Q build from Vala. We've got the Corpse Feeders and the Third Wind at the moment. On the other side, with the Laws of Hope, so not Flashlight Johanna, but instead Sustain Johanna. And with orbs from this Alexstrasza, that could get very high very quickly, giving her big heals in the middle of battle, letting Alexstrasza heal others first. We've got the quarterback for the Tychus, Ossian Renewal for Leoric, which low-key is very strong with regen globes, because when he gets a regen globe, it lowers the cooldown of Ossian Renewal by 20 seconds, meaning he could use it more in team fights if there are constant orbs in team fights. We do have the Furious Spark from Mephisto and the Circle of Life. So after collecting 10 globes, it heals for an additional 5 maximum health, and percentage health is super strong. After getting 15 globes, it creates a regen globe, which will synergize with both of the frontliners on this team. So, at the moment, an aggressive play here, trying to take the neutral camp as Muradin looks to stop the rotation here. A good Stormbolt will stop DeWitt, meaning the camp is killed and taken by HotS Tuah. A risky play, but they just waited for their opponents to rotate up. So while they don't expect this to get a lot of value in terms of actual sieging, it does give them experience. Zagara manages with Chicken Meow's help to kill Leoric. The Skeleton King goes down with good grace. I'm pretty sure. He seems pretty chill with it. Now, getting all your health back here is that he might have mistimed this. He's in a spot where he can get caught. The Wraithwalk will give him a chance to get out safely, however, as his team collects their own Khazra camp. So with the kill, a slight experience lead. And also with the camp take, slight experience lead for the members of HotS Tuah at the moment. Vextha's taking a lot of damage, though, on the Rhaegar at the moment. Memmius also getting low, and Codename Zero getting chunked away by the Fresh's trait. 4s now available from both teams. We do see the Neo-Peasants, which gives Leoric faster clear on the Shrine. In comes Chicken Meow and Codename Zero. Codename Zero once again getting absolutely melted by Tychus, forced the Dwarf toss away, and is going to need to use his Third Wind to be even able to be out on the map as they clear away this Khazra camp. But Fresh and Ankle Shot will go up to take their Bruiser. I suspect somebody, 1 or 2 people from HotS Tuah will do the same shortly. There they go. And a Shrine is activating, and this is going to be a frozen Shrine once it's activated. Chicken Meow looking to push out DeWitt. Again, the Rolling Thunder does give 3% max health after autoing someone who's been hit by chain lightning. So both teams will get theirs pushing. In the bottom lane, we do have Codename Zero battling with lead, which is an... You don't often see tank versus healer 1v1s, but, you know, maybe that's where the meta is going. Ankle Shot comes in, tries to steal some of the minions that Chicken Meow had been preparing. But there's still a slight lead for HotS Tuah at the moment. Dragon will come out, and in choke points, this is an incredibly dangerous trait. Codename Zero and Chicken Meow need to be careful. Nemesis and Cyanide looking to get damage in from the side, but they're now equal on minions. Codename Zero is low, and Tychus is here. Doesn't currently have his trait active. Blue team is doing a good job picking up some minions, but again, it is so close right now, 24 to 21. Codename Zero steps in, drops his Thunderclap, almost takes a grenade from Tychus, barely manages to survive. Vexta is in there, in the top. Zagara is clearing out the camp, meaning their camp will have priority, but at the moment, minion priority on this shrine is going to the side of Zul'jin Distillery, and there's no way they're not letting the blue team in. The Thunderclap comes down, they steal some, it's 38, it is 40, and the Frozen Punisher will go over to Zul'jin Distillery, while Cyanide pushes this in, and they take a good chunk of this top gate. Now, the Punisher pops in, will jump onto Chicken Meow's throw, and the roots are coming out right now. It does catch Vex up, but there isn't any way. Now, with the building frozen, the Punisher is taking a lot less damage at the moment. It unfreezes now, but the freezing will come out once again, and once again, the fort has no way to defend itself. A 3-man stun from that. Nemi is taking a ton of damage. The Mephisto blows him away as the Condemn pulls him into the Lightning Nova. The root catches 2 once more. It also catches the building, and the first Punisher manages to take that off. Codename Zero gets done, and the Tychus damage is insane, and Mephisto's Lightning Nova manages to finish off the tank of HotS Tuah. They're also looking, they got a huge minion wave, so they're looking to take away the gate here. They steal 2 orbs and get their own, and now Circle of Life is complete, and already 23 stacks on the Laws of Hope. For every 10 regeneration globes, it's 5%. So, she gets 20% over 5 seconds, and every 10 gathered is even more. So she's at 25%. No, she gets 10 and then so 20. She's got 30% at the moment, and that will just continue to increase. Now they're looking to take this neutral camp. They have a full level lead and will be hitting 10s right away. So this will not be something HotS Tuah is willing to contest. Durance of Hate comes out for the Mephisto. We see Blessed Shield from Johanna. They're looking to be aggressive. Now, a lot of people haven't. We do have Lifebinder from Alex Draza. Very powerful healing skill. We have Commandeer Odin from the Tychus, and I suspect we'll see Entomb from our Leoric. And there it is, Hopelessness, increasing the range of Drain Hope, which against the Zagara could be helpful. They're just protecting the siege camp as it takes down the turret, and the gate is taking a good chunk of damage here. Now, Frostwolf Pack is finished here, and so the benefit of the Durance of Fate is going to go down on the Thrall, though. The Unstoppable does come out from Vexa. The Purge, but Chicken Meow is taking so much damage. He just manages to hit the Feral Spirit, which keeps him alive for now, but the Lightning Nova from Ankle Shot is tremendous, and now we've got the percent health damage from the Tychus trait minigun, but we see a ton of damage go out onto Johanna, and she's blown away as the Sundering comes out, and 10s are here with a vengeance for HotS Tuah, as they have Sundering, Ancestral Healing, Rain of Vengeance, Devouring Maw, and Avatar. Leo is able to free push here in the top while this is going on, as Cyanide is doing double soaking with the Zagara. Tychus will defend against this camp here, as in the bot lane they look to get some damage on this themselves, as Memnius puts some Hungering Arrow damage onto Ankle Shot's Mephisto with his 20 stacks on the Punishing Arrows level 1 trait, or talent. Codename, looking to disrupt this rotation, is able to. Gets the Skullcracker stun, gets the Stormbolt stun, and this is very annoying to be fresh, but I don't think you out-trade. Oh, there's the Stormbolt there, so we've got a big fight here, but it's a 1v1 between Muradin and Tychus. Tychus forced to back away here, with the Skullcracker and Stormbolt stuns coming out. In the top lane, again, Nutcracker being bullied by Zagara. She's a very annoying lane opponent. In the the mid. Codename Zero. They've lost their fort here, so he needs to be careful. There's nowhere safe to fall back to. B-Fresh comes in, is getting close. He chooses not to pop the minigun here. They do have an Arcane Shrine coming out, and Ankle Shot will activate it. They're going to look to take the lead once again. They're very close to the 13 talents here, and that would once again make any fight punishing for HotS Tuah, who are looking to take their own bruiser camp at the moment and support the Zagara. Minions are going down quickly, and it looks like this will be another objective directly over, and this time it will be uncontested over to Zul'jin Distillery, who are looking to pull off the reverse sweep. And the call for HotS Tuah is instead to take their opponent's bruiser camp and focus on the top fort. Bung. Now, the bottom gate is already down. There's a tiny bit of damage. There's a wave here. This is going to be very advantageous. They do kill Leoric on the top, and they're going to go hard. They're not going to defend their bottom fort. The problem here is, will they defend their keep? Because I really doubt Zul'jin Distillery is just going to go, oh, we got a fort. Well, Punisher, you're on your own. We're leaving now. That doesn't sound like what they would do. So DeWitt will walk up. Hasn't even popped the Iron Skin yet. Willing to tank a lot of damage here. Pops the Laws of Hope with that 40. He gets, I believe that's going to be 35% of his health and recovers it quickly. And yeah, they're just, the Punisher still has about 2/3 of his health. The jump is on the Chicken Meow. That's not what he wants. Endurance of Hate will go on to, they're getting so much damage. The Dragon comes out, but Rhaegar goes down before the Ancestral Healing can even finish channeling. And now Commandeer Odin is out. The Punisher gets one up. The Sundering will come out to split the team up. And the Punisher is down, but at the moment, it is a 4v4. But Fresh does start to go down because of the healing from the Lightbinder. They're going to get a huge Journey of Hate. Chicken Meow goes incredibly low, and they're looking to finish him off at 80 hit points. He's barely getting away here. Memi is firing off Hungering Arrows, but this keep is at about 60% life. Good stun there from Codename Zero. Hits 2. And this will force them back before they're forced to give away their keep. My goodness, these teams are so even. This entire set has been so even, and the momentum has swung back and forth like a pendulum. Memmius gets seen by DeWitt, does get pulled in by the Condemn. Ankle Shot hops over the wall to do the Lightning Nova. At the moment, though, they are able to steal it. Codename Zero tries to hop in to get it, is not able to contest, and is forced to leap over the wall. Entomb comes out, hits no one, but Leoric leaves it there because, you know, why not? He's just demonstrating his dominance. But there was a fort taken for, and a good call there, honestly. They weren't going to be able to defend the fort, and they didn't lose the keep. So they did have an opportunity to get some catapults, get some map pressure. A clean call for whoever the shot caller is for HotS Tuah. Vex is in a very dangerous spot here. Runs in, does get caught in the wolf form. The Blessed Shield comes out. Codename Zero leaps into the back line. It does look like Sundering will come out. It does hit 2. The Endurance of Hate comes out. It does catch Murnin. The Condemn will pull 2. In riding is Leoric as well as Zagara's top. This is a 4v5, and they have 16s. This is incredibly dangerous. Codename Zero and Memmius both getting melted down by Befresh. The Lightning Nova comes out. It kills Vala. They're going to jump on Codename Zero. The Murden is dead as well. Vex are running away just to give his Thrall a chance. But the Entomb will come out, and the puppy will get myrtleated. Zagara is pushing hard on this top. Finishes off the top gate, but in response, after killing a 3-for-0, the members of Zul'jin Distillery are going to look to take this keep as DeWitt can tank it, and he's now got 54 stacks of Laws of Hope. So bottom keep will go down, and it is a level and a half lead for the members of Zul'jin Distillery. They collect yet another regeneration globe, and then they fall back. Now the next shrine will be a mortar shrine that is starting in 30 seconds. That's pretty good timing. Meanwhile, Cyanide is forcing Nutcracker to come back and respond. Got a little bit of damage on this top fort. Momentum still feels pretty cleanly in the hands of Zul'jin Distillery, but 16s are now here for the members of HotS Tuah. And again, all it takes is one team fight win to swing the game more into your favor. Now, however, Mephisto does scale extremely well, and at level 20, having your Shade also be able to cast Lightning Nova can be incredibly painful. And both Vala and Zagara are not blessed with extremely large hit point pools. So they're going to have to position very, very carefully. Now, they did catch the bruiser camp, but there is a causer camp pushing mid, and if this doesn't get answered eventually, it will do damage to their mid keep. But the Blessed Shield comes out and it misses. So, but out comes the Iron Skin. And the Endurance of Hate catches two. The Maw will get the Leoric, meaning the Entomb has no value, and this fight is absolutely all over the place. Nutcracker takes a ton of damage from Memmius and will go down first, but Codename Zero is taking a lot of damage. And Befresh in the Odin can do a lot more AoE, but actually has less % health damage, meaning that it may have been a mistake to have the Odin out at this point of the fight. Not that I'm a Tychus expert, but yeah, he got a lot of the AoE damage, wasn't able to blow up the Murden, meaning they have given up control of this, the control of the shrine, which looks like, at least for the moment, it's going to go over to the members of HotS Tuah. Now, this gate has been destroyed, and these Khazar are chucking spears like their lives depend on it, so Cyanide has been forced back to respawn. Leoric will be back very, very shortly. Codename Zero trying to dissuade them from coming in on his team. But it's now a 5v4. Codename Zero taking a ton of damage. The Lightning Nova, oh, plus. Nutcracker is 40 health. Just barely managed to have the Endurance of Hate will miss, but it is a 5v3, and out comes the Lifebinder. I mean, Nutcracker will live. The Lightning Nova is doing so much damage, so is the Skull Missile. Memmius is down to almost no health. Is the grenade come out? No, the Sundering will save Memmius for now. Cyanide has rotated up, but there are minion waves and catapults on the core, as well as a camp pushing here. There's a two-man Maw, but it doesn't matter. The minions on the shrine will go over. They're going to try and look to get some kills to slow down the push, but a save onto Ankle Shot. He comes back in. There goes the Endurance of Hate. It will catch Rexar. The minigun is burning down Chicken Meow. The grenade, he barely manages to be saved by Vexta there, but here comes a Mortar Punisher, and their tank isn't back for 5 more seconds. Catapults did not manage to damage the core, just taking away a chunk of shields, but Nutcracker goes in hard. Oh, he just misses on the Entomb, and honestly, I feel like he should have waited till they hit 20. They're so close, and that Silence Entomb is so much more dangerous. Endurance of Hate with a Silence Entomb at this point with less shield would be devastating. Now, Murden is back. Codename Zero is coming around the flank. There's the jump in from the Mortar Punisher. He's looking to cause a distraction. Chicken Meow takes a ton of damage from that Mortar Punisher. Very, very low. Memmius and Cyanide taking a lot of damage. Here comes the Commandeer Odin, and it has the big red button now. Out comes the Blessed Shield. The Endurance of Hate comes out. To jump onto Codename Zero, he takes so much damage, forced the Dwarf Toss away. The silence was onto Chicken Meow. Here comes the Sundering, but it doesn't provide very much value. Memmius doing what he can to push back against this, but we have the Radiating Phase Shield. Bob and weave, so not big red button. My mistake. Buried alive. There's the silence, and Memmius will go down on the Vol. The Maw will get Tychus. Codename Zero trying to cause as many problems as possible. The Endurance of Hate misses him, but instead catches Thrall. That is not great for Thrall. The silence will come out, taking a ton of damage. Skull Missile. He barely manages to stay alive here. Lifebinder will keep Befresh healthy for now, and he's putting a ton of damage onto Codename Zero. The Drain Hope also draining away whatever health reserves this Murden has. And there are, once again, 3 catapults on the bottom. There's 5 heroes on the top, and there's still no 20s in near sight. Lifebinder reactivating 3 times over 6 seconds mean whoever she puts that on gets a triple Ancestral, basically. DeWitt walks in, uses the shield once again. They're going to blow up Cyanide, and that is the end of Zagara. Out comes the Feral Spirit, but it's just not enough. The healing coming out from this Alexstrasza is incredible. And there's just not enough here to keep this team alive. They're doing everything they can. Their middle fort is taking a ton of damage. Oh, that's the end. Thrall managed to kill Johanna. Memmius manages to kill the Leoric, and there's still a chance, but Ankle Shot is still fine. Oh, the final kill. Led, they managed to get the top keep as well. The core is down to 67%, but you've made HotS Tuah angry. You won't like them when they're angry. They're coming in. It's a 3-for-1 so far. Codename Zero chasing down Led. Chicken Meow chasing down Befresh. Who dies first? They're going to get Led first, and over here, Befresh is being chased down by an angry orc with a hammer. But there are catapults in every lane. 2 catapults on the top, 3 catapults on the bottom, and a catapult in the mid lane. So they're all split up. Now, they did kill all 5. 5-man team went. Vala steals the Khazar camp here. They do have 20 now. We have Windrush, Farseer's Blessing, Acrobat, Pure Pack Instinct, and Unstoppable. force. What a game number 3, but all of the pressure. It's flipped from game 1. When all the buildings were down and the pressure was on Zul'jin Distillery, they have put HotS Tuah in that same position in Game 3, and is going to take everything Zagara has to defend all 3 lanes. They can't afford to get higher. Out will be coming in too. They're going to put as much damage as possible onto this Leoric, but he is able to walk out with a combination of Drain Hope and Wraithwalk. DeWitt looking to get some stuns out here, does use the Blessed Shield. Out comes the Endurance of Hate, and there's so much damage coming from Ankle Shot. The Silence will come out. That's the end of Murden. That's the end of Vala. And now Vexta just looking to get away in wolf form. Uses the Totem, which will keep him safe from Nutcracker for the time being. The rotation from Zul'jin Distillery says they think they can end this game right now. And there's only 67% on the core. The Shrine is activated. This camp's pushing. They're not worried out. They want to end this game right now. Out comes the Condemn onto Cyanide. Blessed Shield isn't up for another 20 seconds. A good Mock catches 2, and the Sunring pushes them back. But the Commandeer Odin is out. There's a route onto 3, but the Silences goes out on the Thrall, taking a ton of damage. Out comes the Dragon for lead, pops the Lifebinder. That will keep Nutcracker completely safe for now. Cyanide's getting incredibly low, and Tychus is looking to end the Zagara. Manages to make it to the Hall of Storm safely. Chicken Meow is dueling with Nutcracker. DeWitt coming out trying to help. Blessed Shield is back up. The Fresh and the Dragon. The core is at 20%. The core is at 10%, and the core goes down. It is the reverse sweep for the members of Zul'jin Distillery. You guys' name is surprisingly hard to say. Absolutely fantastic. 3 close games and an absolutely bonkers Game 3 win with some very good fights. This is a pretty solid Alex Straza build from what I remember. As opposed to Pacify, I do like the 13 that lets you heal somebody on your team and do damage to your opponents. It's kind of the opposite of this. Yeah, Lifebinder and Ritual of Life are crazy good. I think this is a pretty common Mephisto build. Another Wraithwalk Leoric build, which is very strong. The Sizzling attacks is like Manticore, very, very powerful. And, yeah, pretty common build here. So the Subdue, very good. I do like the one that gives you additional timing on your trait, but this is also very, very good. And if you actually get it, that slow by 80% is pretty crazy. This is a really aggressive Murden build that I know Code likes. Percent health damage here from our Zagara. Standard Q Ball Avail, pretty standard Totem build from Rexar, and yeah, pretty standard build from the Thrall as well. But this series is over. Like I said, we're going to shut down stream so I can upload this to YouTube or export it to YouTube. Then we will jump into another series in about 10 to 15 minutes. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you to these teams for such an exciting and incredible matchup. Yeah, VODs will be available on Twitch for 7 days. After or later today, it'll be available on YouTube indefinitely. Thank you for joining me, and please join me again for some more Heroes of the Storm shortly. Congrats to both these teams, but congrats to Zul'jin Distillery for the victory in game number 3. Can't wait to see more of these teams in playoffs. I've been Omster. Go enjoy yourself some Heroes of the Storm.